Hello once again, dear students. Welcome back in the session of studying biology, and we are still on the classification of kingdom Animalia. We are on the fourth class, the class of Aves, under the subphylum, the vertebrata. Okay, so I think we are going to be together in this session, and it's still Teacher Richard. So, dear students, we are now going to see the class of Aves. What are the examples of organisms under this class? The examples of organisms in this class are, we have huge different examples. We have like doves, we have like ducks, okay? We have like eagles, we have the biggest bird in the world that can exist, the ostrich. All these are under the category, under the class of Aves, whether they are doves, ducks, eagles, ostriches, all are in the class of Aves. So we are now going to see their characteristics. Characteristics of Aves. Of Aves or birds. The first characteristic of birds is that all birds, all of them, leaving no one, they are all warm-blooded. They are warm-blooded. When I say warm-blooded, it means that they can control their internal body temperature. Different from the first three classes that we saw, amphibians, reptiles, fishes, they were all cold-blooded or ectothermic, but the birds are warm-blooded, which means they are homothermic. They can control their internal body temperature. The second characteristic for all birds is that their front legs are developed into wings, and they use their wings for flying, okay? They have feathers which they use for, which covers the whole body. They have also the scales on their legs. The scales on their legs. Another characteristic is that they all lay eggs which are fertilized, okay? They make the internal fertilization different from the fishes and other organisms that we saw before, which lay eggs which are unfertilized. They lay eggs on land which are fertilized, okay? And there's birds Another characteristic of them is they are warm-blooded. Their front legs are developed into wings. They live on land. Is also another huge characteristic. And they have closed double circulatory system. They have closed and double circulatory system. These are the characteristics for all birds that you can imagine. All birds that lives are there contains all these characteristics. They are warm-blooded, front legs that are developed into wings, feathers that cover the whole body, scales on the legs, they lay eggs on land, they live on land, they have closed double circulatory system. We are now going to see, dear students, how do these birds adapt on their environment, okay? How do they adapt on their environment? Adaptations of birds to their environment. How do the birds adapt? The first adaptation of the birds is that they have bones. All organisms actually have bones, but the bones of the birds are hollow and light. Hollow, light bones which makes them easier for flight. The second adaptation for all the birds is that they have closed circulatory system. Which ensures that you can see that the bird while flying uses a lot of energy, requires a lot of energy, so all muscles of the bird must be fully oxygenated with the blood. So to adapt to that, they have the closed circulatory system. And the third characteristic, the third adaptation to all the birds is that their front legs or front limbs are developed into wings for flying. Okay. Also, we cannot forget their coloration, the colors. The birds can use their colors, they can change their colors to adapt or to fight against their predators. to hide from their predators. Also, they have another adaptation for their brain. The birds have a fully developed brain, which is used in helping them to have developed the sense. Dear students, the birds does not only have that, they also have their feet are shaped according to the environment through which they live in. So, dear students, let's end today's session by here. I hope we will have another enjoyable session, and if you have missed the previous videos, subscribe here on ICAM TV and watch them so that you have information to proceed to the next videos. Thank you.